news. News Nation doesn't take sides or lean into political agendas. At News Nation, you get all sides. News Nation, news for all America. Go to newsnationnow.com/join us to find your television provider.
Folks, weather-wise, and we can get to tonight, we've got something show enough, as Mama used to say, to write home about. Windy this evening with a stray shower, okay. The rest of tonight, clearing, blustery, quite chilly with a low of 40, but then tomorrow, woo-hoo! Sunny, breezy, not quite as chilly, high 59, 45 tomorrow night. Thursday, intervals of clouds and sun, breezy at times, a high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny and warmer with a high near 70 degrees. Saturday, cooler with a mix of clouds and sunshine, a high of 61. Oh, it gets better and better. I love it. Right now, we're at 48 degrees in the park. Good afternoon. I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time at the tone? 4:30.
Good afternoon. I'm Lori Madden. If you're on LinkedIn, you'll have more titles to choose from when you do your profile. Titles like stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad are set to appear on LinkedIn along with references to parental leave. Ellen Galinsky with the Families and Work Institute says the jury is still out on acceptance in the workplace, but
I think we have to redefine the new normal rather than to assume that we're going back to the old normal if we really want to thrive.
And Galinsky views the transparency as a welcome addition. Correspondent Jennifer Kuiper. The company says it wants full-time parents and caretakers to be able to more accurately display their roles. LinkedIn will also add family care and sabbatical to the new titles. News time, 4:31. Time for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Now, Lori, this happens when there is a crash in the middle of rush hour. Sometimes these cars sit there because the tow trucks are stuck in the same traffic you are. Eastbound side of the BQE getting up towards McGinnis Boulevard took the tow truck about an hour to show up. You got a car that is totaled in the right lane on the eastbound BQE at McGinnis after slamming into the outside wall, so that's making a whole big mess in Brooklyn. Inbound Gowanus, eastbound BQE from before the Prospect up towards McGinnis Boulevard. Westbound slow just because from the LA right on back to the Brooklyn Bridge. That's the long-term pattern that causes trouble every day. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Sitting outside of the George, good enough for the upper and lower levels as long as you're not going with Route 4, because 4 eastbound at Grand Avenue in Englewood, over an hour and a half later, we're still dealing with a crash that away. Everything else is fine. Outbound George, everything's a mess. Lincoln's about 10 to 15 in, outbound 20 minutes or so, and then 495 westbound getting onto the southbound eastern spur. That's all starting to clog up, and that's everybody avoiding the southbound western spur with a crash near 15W. Holland Tunnel's about 10 minutes in, 30 plus out of lower Manhattan, and the westbound Newark Bay slow getting on to the Newark Bay Bridge with a crash blocking a lane. In a jam, call the Barnes Firm traffic tip line at 844-JAM-1010. That's 844-JAM-1010. Traffic sponsored by the Barnes Firm. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the right firm is crucial to get the help you need and the best result possible.
The Barnes Firm, injury attorneys, call 1-800-8-million.
Manhattan, Long Island.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lori, we do have some spotty rain showers across the area right now. Maybe even a few wet snowflakes expected in some far northern and western suburbs, but outside of that, it is going to be a lot of these showers will be diminishing over the next couple of hours, and the clouds will start to break. In fact, the sky will turn out mostly clear as we head into tonight. While the wind won't be quite as strong later tonight, we will have a gusty, chilly wind throughout the night. Low 40 in the city, mid-30s in many suburbs. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, still a chilly breeze at times, but certainly temperature-wise improving over the last couple of days. High 59 tomorrow. Patchy clouds tomorrow night, low 45. Intervals of clouds and sunshine Thursday. Still a bit of a breeze, a high close to 60. Mostly sunny on Friday and warmer, high up near 70. And then a little cooler heading into Saturday, but still looks dry with a mixture of clouds and sunshine, high 61. And really for the next week, it really looks like our precipitation chances are going to be pretty limited. 48 degrees right now. It's mostly cloudy in Midtown. We're going down to 40 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins.
Wind Creek Bethlehem has the loosest slots, highest payouts, and most free play in PA. That's why we're Pennsylvania's #1 players casino. Come play where you can play longer and win more. Wind Creek Bethlehem. It's go time. Must be 21 years of age or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wins News Time 4:33. Governor Phil Murphy says Ukrainians need 50 caliber weapons. Not people in New Jersey. He's renewing his call to lawmakers in Trenton to pass a gun bill that would ban such weapons and would mandate certain courses.
Require anyone applying for a firearm purchase or card to first complete a certified safety course, just as we require, by the way, anyone looking to drive a car to get a license proving they know how to safely use it. Is that not common sense?
The package would also microstamp handguns and bullets so they can be traced back to owners. Johnny Depp took the stand today in his defamation suit against his ex-wife, Amber Heard. He says he's obsessed with the truth and that her allegations of abuse against him were not based on any species of truth.
Ms. Heard made some quite heinous and disturbing, brought these disturbing criminal acts against me that were not based in any species of truth.
The audio courtesy of Court TV. He says he has never struck a woman in her life. At issue is a Washington Post op-ed that Heard authored about being the victim of domestic abuse, although she never named Johnny Depp. Depp says the column ruined his reputation and career. Amber Heard is also expected to testify. Wednesday's time, 4:35. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson apologized to Parliament today for breaking his own COVID rules while the rest of London was locked down.
Back in the House of Commons after a lengthy Easter break, the Prime Minister rebuffed opposition calls to resign for breaking the pandemic restrictions he imposed on the country.
As soon as I received the notice, I acknowledged the hurt and the anger. And I said that people had a right to expect better of their Prime Minister.
Johnson paid a small fine for attending his own surprise birthday party in Downing Street. The penalty made him the first Prime Minister ever found to have broken the law while in office. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Mercedes-Benz is plugging in. The automaker unveiled its new electric SUV to be built in the United States. The EQS SUV is a sibling of the sedan of the same name. It's scheduled to go into production in Alabama in the next few months. Should be available in showrooms late this year. The price is not revealed, but reports say it could top $100,000. Wednesday's time, 4:36. An all-star lineup of performers at the Billboard Music Awards. 1010 wins. Entertainment is national.
Prescription products required online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines the prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information. Full refund of price paid available for first 60-day supply.
ED can be tough on a relationship, but through HIMS, you can contact a medical provider online and, if appropriate, get prescription medication to treat ED affordably. HIMS offers the same active ingredient as Viagra, but costs 90% less. That's right, 90% less. And they have a 60-day money-back guarantee. Get a free online consultation at forhims.com/joy. forhims.com/joy.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me, and they were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-741-3889. 800-741-3889. 800-741-3889.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Wednesday's time, 4:38 now. 1010 wins. Entertainment. Megan Thee Stallion will be taking the stage at this year's Billboard Music Awards, also performing Red Hot Chili Peppers and Burna Boy. The awards will be handed out May 15th in Las Vegas and broadcast on NBC. This year's Tribeca Film Festival will feature more than 100 works from filmmakers across 40 countries, including documentaries about John McEnroe and Al Sharpton. The feature Corner Office, starring John Hamm. The festival kicks off June 8th with screenings and panels around town. 1010 Wins is a media partner of the Tribeca Film Festival. It's called the New York State of Mind Tour. And for Wu-Tang Clan and Nas, New York will remain just that, a state of mind. That's because the tour currently has no date scheduled for New York. The nearest show will be at the Prudential Center in Newark on September 13th. Wins News Time 4:39. BNP Paribas seeks an assistant vice president in New York City to function as an application support, APS, e-solutions, foreign exchange, FX, e-trading support team leader to support a broad suite of sophisticated FX trading applications, including FX trading systems and FX users, such as marketers, traders, and the middle office, as well as automated trading systems. The position requires a master's degree or foreign education equivalent in engineering, computer science, mathematics, or physics, plus 2 years of experience providing electronic trading IT application support. To apply, interested candidates should email their resume and cover letter with a job code S542 in the subject to careers@americas.bnpparibas.com. Once again, that's job code S542 in the subject to careers@americas.bnpparibas.com. BNP Paribas is an equal opportunity employer fully committed to workplace diversity. The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 wins.
The Newswatch never stops. This is 1010 wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon, 48 degrees at 4:40. I'm Lori Metten, and here's what's happening. A manhunt is underway for a suspected sex abuser who made a break for it as the Regional Fugitive Task Force was trying to take him into custody in Manhattan. Our Carol Diorio with the story in a moment. The airlines may have dropped mask mandates, but the Port Authority says you still need to mask up in Kennedy and LaGuardia airports and all of its New York facilities. Moderna says it's working on an update to its booster to provide protection against the Omicron variant. Police are focusing on the last people a Forest Hills woman communicated with just before she was found dead in a duffel bag. Our Julia Papa with the latest on the investigation. She's free and hitting the road. Britney Spears was pulled over for speeding. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 499 points today. The Nasdaq up 287. The S&P closing up 70 points. 1010 wins AccuWeather says clear, breezy, chilly tonight, low 40. Sunny and milder tomorrow, high 59. Wins News Time 4:41. Time now for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Now, Lori, how about some better news for a change? Eastbound BQE getting up towards McGinnis Boulevard. They finally got that totaled car out of the right lane. Took a tow truck long enough to deal with all the traffic you're stuck into to get there, but it finally did. And now things are better. And now we've got trouble in the Bronx. Eastbound Bruckner before the Sheridan stalled sedan sits in the left lane, and that is loading you up from right off of the RFK Bridge. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George is fine as long as you don't take Route 4 there, because Route 4 is subject to closure at Grand Avenue and Englewood with a wreck. Everything else to the bridge is fine. Nothing outbound gets the thumbs up. Closest to it is the southbound Deegan. Lincoln's about 15 minutes in, 15 out. Holland Tunnel outbound 30 to 40. And the westbound Newark Bay extension still slow but improving, getting onto the westbound Newark Bay Bridge. BQE westbound side slow from the LI right on back towards the Brooklyn Bridge because of that long-term pattern that limits you to 2 lanes. Westchester County, don't bother with the hunch. It's slow either way. There's a better way. It's the New England Thruway. Cross Westchester, still some westbound company through White Plains. Mario Cuomo Bridges slow the whole way across. It gets worse closer to Rockland, and then more company on the northbound thruway in Rockland County until you get beyond the Palisades. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 4:51 on 1010 Wins.
A manhunt is underway for a suspect who escaped as the Regional Fugitive Task Force was trying to take him into custody in Manhattan.
The police describe Isaiah Metz as very dangerous, though he's not armed. The 22-year-old parolee allegedly punched 2 members of the Regional Fugitive Task Force in their heads multiple times. The police say he also bit one of the officers on his arm. They had been trying to take Metz into custody for 2 outstanding Pennsylvania warrants. He had allegedly raped twin 4-year-old girls in that state. Metz had been staying at a men's homeless shelter on West 30th Street near 8th Avenue in Midtown. He had registered there under the alias Declan McBride. The suspect is also wanted for dozens of other sex-related charges, and he's also on parole for assaulting a Pennsylvania police officer. Carol Diorio, 1010 Wins News.
Wins News Time 4:43. A day after a federal judge in Florida voided the national mask mandate on public transportation, the Port Authority says you still need to mask up at all of its New York-based facilities. That means you must wear a mask in Kennedy and LaGuardia airports and in the Port Authority bus terminal. Also in New York, the MTA says you still need to mask up on subways, buses, and commuter rail lines. Same goes for cabs and for hire vehicles, even as Uber and Lyft lift mask mandates around the country. Now, it's a whole different story in New Jersey. NJT has dropped the mask mandate.
Here right off Route 17, not far from the Meadowlands, most people boarding Jersey Transit trains and buses, I noticed, still had their mask on. Bill did not. By the way, it's kind of a special day for him, he tells me. So, Bill, by the way, happy birthday. That's important.
Thank you very much.
The whole thing about masks now, New Jersey Transit announced this morning they're going to drop them, planes dropping them. Just kind of your thoughts about, what about even getting on a train? Are you okay with people not wearing a mask?
Oh, absolutely. I think it should have been done a long time ago. It's really not necessary.
The same day, most major airlines saying, if you're traveling domestically, you don't need to put the mask on anymore unless you want to. Glen, 1010 wins in Rutherford, New Jersey.
Well, news time 4:45. Moderna says it hopes to offer an updated COVID-19 vaccine booster this fall. The drug maker says the plan is to combine the original vaccine with protection against the Omicron variant. Before Omicron emerged, Moderna was studying a combination shot that added protection against an earlier variant named Beta. The company says people given the Beta original vaccine combo produced more antibodies capable of fighting several variants, including Omicron. The most magical place on Earth is ready to dole out the hugs again. After more than 2 long years, Minnie, Mickey, and the gang are giving young fans, and grown-ups too, a big squeeze at the park again. The New York Times says about 50 people waited in line to be among the first before Minnie appeared at the Main Street USA Magic Shop.